Hello, very good morning to you and welcome to Benuetv Television News at 9. I am Japhet Kwahom. Let's take a look at the headlines. The IPC to integrate internally displaced persons into skills acquisition program. Supreme Court grants financial autonomy to local governments. Brains behind South Africa's $130 million bank scandal jailed. Now, the news in detail. Managing Director, Benuetv Investment and Property Company Limited, BIPC, Dr. Raymond Asemaka says BIPC is working towards a lasting solution to integrate 45% of the IDPs into the company's ecosystem and professional skills acquisition program. Dr. Asemaka announced this on Wednesday at the company's headquarters in Makurdi during an interface with the United Nations High Commission for Refugees, UNHCR's. Nashun Dan, who was there, now reports.
According to the Internally Displaced Persons Monitoring Council, an estimated 3.3 million Nigerians with Benue State inclusive faces a significant challenge of internally displaced persons IDPs. In order to add value to themselves and the state, the Benue Investment and Property Company BIPC has designed a solution model tagged IDPs through capacity building initiative to promote self-reliance and sustainability. Management of BIPC Wednesday engaged a delegation from United Nations High Commission for Refugees UNHCR seeking to partner the organization towards improving on lives of the IDPs in Benue State. Managing Director BIPC Dr. Raymond Asemaka says the partnership intends to expand the company's businesses in the state to include IDPs who will be taught the act of the business to become self-reliant.
We feel it is important for us to, integrate them in the business model. We found out that the IDP is about 1.5 million people in Benuetv State. The refugees about 12,000 and the returnees about 6,000. So we also know that the UNHCR, they have been making a lot of efforts. And we feel, what are we going to do different? We just feel it is important for us to integrate them by bringing them to our net in terms of the business model that we have, put in place. We found out that a lot of them, the world have changed, that people require skills. And we feel it is important that the only thing to help those people is not just about money. It's not about just giving them money. We want a lasting solutions. We want to bring them to the ecosystem that when we are doing our job, just like what we did recently, we will give UN 15% of what we do. Now, how do we do that? We just launch our bread, we just launch our fertilizer company, we just launch our water. We're bringing them on board. Come and learn the job and become a self-reliant.
Country's representative UNHCR Ajon Jain lauded the initiative of BIPC to integrate IDPs in the state into the society, saying this is necessary to address the hunger and security challenges the IDPs continue to face.
We go around, we hear three things. We hear the first one is we want safety and we'd like to go back home. The second is that we want livelihoods. We want to earn our own money. We want to have our dignity. We want to take care of our families. We want to take care of ourselves. We don't want handouts. And the third thing we hear is that we would like a bit more support on education, healthcare, a few other issues, because they feel that they have been neglected. After 6 years, they should not be living in a home that is the size of their mattress. They can't even stand up straight in the room. They're here to look for a paradigm shift, to see that we don't continue with handouts, but we look at a solution where they feel like they are equal citizens in their own country and have access to the same rights.
Head of UNHCR Sub-Office Ogoja, Ms. Irene Omandi, expresses appreciation to Dr. Asemaka for the interest shown towards the IDPs.
It's very important that solutions can be found on ground, and with the government, with the companies or organizations that are very much willing and open to see how IDPs, refugees, like any other person, can contribute to the building of the economy, but also to building to their own self-reliance by being people who can be able to participate, be able to earn a living.
A memorandum of understanding is expected to be signed within a month between BIPC and UNHCR. Naishun Dam, Benuetv Television News, Makurdi.
About 100 farmers in Benue State have benefited from the Benue State government-sponsored subsidized agro inputs to boost agriculture this year. The farmers from mainly Makurdi local government are part of a continuing scheme to be carried out across the state. Bureau of Agricultural Development and Mechanization, Benada, made this known during a flag-off of distribution of inputs and access to farmers in Makurdi. Our correspondent Frank Alashima now reports.
Benue State government has made affordable the provision of farm inputs for farmers in the state in order to yield richer harvests. Under the State's Bureau of Agricultural Development and Mechanization, BNADA, in partnership with Nigerian COVID-19 Action Recovery and Economic Stimulus NG Cares and Benuetv Fadama, farm inputs were Wednesday distributed to the farmers. Commissioner for Finance and the Chairman Benuetv Care Steering Committee, Michael Oglegba, explained that Governor Hyacinth Alia is aware of the importance of partnering with the necessary bodies to ensure that agricultural production takes center stage once again to sustain the status of the food basket of the nation. Mr. Oglegba attributes the successes of the program to Governor Alia's interest in helping to enhance agricultural produce and creating more yields. He charges the beneficiaries of the farm inputs to properly utilize the opportunity in order to attract such projects to the state.
What is going on here is completely a Benuetv project, supported, that's what we're calling Alia case, right? Like I said, Father Alia invested. Now we are all reaping, right? Yes. So it's an investment of Benue State, supported by all the structures, so the World Bank, Federal Ministry of Finance, the National Coordinating Unit, everybody supporting us. However, it is your project. What this project seeks to do is, one, to improve lives. Benue State, everybody is involved in farming. Even those of us that are in politics are now involved in farming, right? So you can safely say 98%, 97% of us are involved in farming. Anything you do in Benue, that does not include farming, you're wasting your time.
Director General of the Bureau, Engineer T. Isininga, calls on beneficiaries to ensure proper usage of the agricultural inputs to improve on their farms.
When subsidies are provided, farmers are able to acquire these inputs at a minimum rate. It's still expensive, but we thank the government that for other inputs like seeds, agrochemicals, and knapsack sprayers, it's even 75%, while fertilizer is 50%. This, we are sure that with the cooperation of God, which is in terms of weather-wise, our farmers will get optimum yields this year.
The State Coordinator, State Care Steering Committee, Mrs. Jacinta Wombo, urges the beneficiaries to live up to expectations, given that the present administration has more to offer to farmers who are especially under the umbrella of cooperative bodies.
These inputs are given to you as an individual. These inputs are not given to you to go and pick some and return some to anybody that has put your name. Are we clear on this? This is to improve lives, and so it is for you that your name is being mentioned or your name is on the paper.
Responding on behalf of the beneficiaries, Mrs. Judith Iyo pledges to utilize the materials distributed accordingly.
God can do uncomparable, reliable, acceptable. Governor, His Excellency Dr. Hyacinth Alia, now he's adding a step to now we are something. So in that alone, for helping us to have all these inputs, I pray that whatever our hand lays on, if you plant one, by next year, it will double in Jesus' name. And
some of the beneficiaries, Teiso Waji, Mrs. Mwese Maka, and the Makudi local government youth leader on special groups and mobilization, Joseph Akben, separately welcomed the development.
This farm inputs, we believe that tomorrow it will even be better than this, and we appreciate God for that.
On behalf of Benue State Youth, we are glad and happy for this good platform. We want to assure the governor that these inputs are not going to be sold in the market. We are not going to sell them. We are going to make impacts on these inputs.
Do encourage those farmers out there that this is a reality. It's not a fake thing that we normally see on television, but this thing is now in our disposal. So I encourage them that they should form cooperative so that they can also benefit what I'm benefiting now.
About 120 beneficiaries received farm inputs, including NPK 2010-10, 10 kg bags of rice, peas, and herbicides. Franca Lanshima, Benuetv.
All right, thank you.
Meanwhile, in a historic ruling, the Supreme Court has barred the 36 state governors of the Federation from further retaining or utilizing funds that are meant for the 774 local government areas in the country. The Apex Court ruled that it's illegal and unconstitutional for governors to continue to receive and seize funds allocated to local government areas in their states. It maintained that the dubious practice, which has gone on for over 2 decades, was a clear violation of Section 162 of the 1999 Constitution, as amended. In its lead judgment that was delivered by Justice Emmanuel Agim, the Apex Court held that no House of Assembly of any state has the power to make laws that could, in any manner, interfere with monies meant for the local government areas, stressing that the law mandated the local government areas must be governed by democratically elected officials. The Supreme Court ordered that forthwith, funds meant for the local government areas must be directly paid to them from the Federation account. It further declared unconstitutional the appointment of caretaker committees by governors to run the affairs of the local government areas. The Apex Court held that the 36 states are under obligation to ensure democratic governance at the third tier of government. The judgment followed a suit the federal government filed to secure financial autonomy for the local government areas. The federal government has said food items to be imported into the country in the next 150 days will be subjected to a recommended retail price to bring down the high cost of food in Nigeria. This came on a day the lawmaker representing Borno South Senatorial District, Senator Aline Dume, alleged that the food crisis in the country was further worsened by the fact that the President Bola Tinubu was not accessible to be advised by the lawmakers and even cabinet ministers. Recall that the government a few days ago suspended import duties and taxes on food items such as rice and wheat, among others. The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, who disclosed this on his formerly Twitter handle yesterday, said having suspended duties and taxes on food items, the federal government would take a step further to subject items to the imported to be imported to what he described as the recommended retail price. He also assured that the prices of food items in the country will crash in the next 180 days and pleaded with Nigerians to be patient with the government. The minister also explained that over the next 14 days, the Presidential Food Systems Coordinating Unit, PFSUC, and the Economic Management Team will, in collaboration, meet with respective agencies to finalize implementation frameworks for the new policy of making food cheaply available for Nigerians. You're still watching Daybreak You're still watching the news on Benuetv Television. Let's join Lois Yochum for the business news.
Mentoring, Ibadan Disco warns against paying cash to fake agents. Financial groups say Nigeria's remittance costs highest in the world. Hello and welcome to Business Today. I am Lois Yochum. The Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company (IBEDC) has warned customers to desist from paying cash to unauthorized metering agents as it announced the availability of meters following the recent acquisition of a new stock through the Meter Access Provider Scheme. The DISCO mentioned that the initiative aims to improve service delivery and address concerns over estimated billing among its customers. According to a statement, the acting managing director of the IBDC, Francis Agoha, said customers are encouraged to register for meter acquisition through the dedicated platform designed under the MAP scheme to ensure a seamless and secure metering experience. In light of recent reports regarding unauthorized individuals collecting cash payments for meters and other services, Agoha advises IBEDC customers against making cash payments to third parties. While the IBEDC said it has provided multiple secure payment options to facilitate convenient and secure customer transactions, the company added that those who must take cash payments due to limited access to online services should obtain a valid receipt for every transaction. According to the World Bank, the British International Investment (BII), the UK's Development Finance Institution (DFI), and impact investor, remittance calls for Nigeria and other countries in the sub-Saharan African region maintain the highest in the world. They said, for instance, sending $200 to the region cost an average 8% in 2022, while the global average cost for the same amount stood at 6.2%. While this is more than double the Sustainable Development Goal (SDG) target for 3%. These organizations have moved to help close the gap. Accordingly, BII has announced a $20 million senior secured loan to Therapy, a cross-border payments processor with a key focus on remittance transfers into Africa. The $20 million funding for Therapy, according to a statement made available to newsmen, will contribute towards the continuing lower cost, higher speed, improved reliability and accessibility for remittance transfers into the continent, enhancing financial inclusion. Through its network, Therapy connects directly both traditional money transfer operators such as Western Union and digital-only fintechs, likewise with some of the largest mobile money operators in Africa, including M-Pesa, MTN Mobile Money, Airtel Mobile Money. That's it on Business Today. Many thanks for watching. I am Lois Yochum. Do stay tuned for the rest of the bulletin.
Still watching Benuetv Television News at 9. Let's go on a break very quickly. When we return, we'll take a look at more stories.
Benuetv Fashion Show Season 3 is here.
It's that time
time of the year for fashion designers, entrepreneurs, and fashion enthusiasts to shine.
This year, sale of forms for the competition begins from 15th April to 19th July 2024.
Pick a form at Benuetv Television, located at Special Duties Wing, Government House, Makudi. Form costs 5,000 naira only.
Stage 1 screening begins on the 6th of July 2024. Great prizes await you.
The first prize, 1 million naira. Second prize, 500,000 naira. And third prize, 300,000 naira. All prizes are inclusive of cash and fashion tools. Also, consolation prizes and gift items.
For sponsorship, partnership and inquiries, please call Benuetv Marketing on 0906 188 9838 or 0703 794 5569. Benuetv Fashion Show, embracing fusion fashion.
Welcome back. South Africa's police has said that Sifua Matozi, the man who masterminded a $130 million banking scandal that caused national outrage, has been jailed for 15 years. Matozi was the chairperson of the VBS Mutual Bank, which collapsed in 2018 after being looted for years. The scam stretched from impoverished rural villages all the way to government cycles and defrauded ordinary South Africans. In court on Wednesday, Matozi pleaded guilty to 33 counts, including corruption, theft, fraud, money laundering, and racketeering. The former bank boss' combined sentence amounts to 495 years, as he was handed 15 years for each count. However, the court ordered that the sentences run concurrently, meaning he will serve 15 years in jail. A report released in 2018 after the central bank ordered an investigation into the scandal dubbed it the Great Bank Heist, and the bank's owners were accused of bribing local officials in some of the South Africa's poorest and most dysfunctional municipalities, persuading them to divert or to pretend to divert their budgets into VBS coffers in return for cash and gifts. It was only once VBS was put under the control of South Africa's central bank that investigators recovered the full extent of the alleged looting and political intrigue. VBS was placed into liquidation in November 2018. Matozi was accused of masterminding the looting with the support of a team of highly qualified accountants and lawyers and a dizzying network of apparently fraudulent shell companies and subcontractors. Although numerous people had been arrested in the VBS case over the years, only Matozi and former VBS Chief Financial Officer Philip Tuta have been found guilty and sentenced. South Africa's elite Hawks Police Unit, the Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation, DPCI, which is tasked with investigating corruption, said it is also pursuing other suspects in the VBS case. The remains of 14 victims of 1995 Srebrenica genocide in Bosnia and Herzegovina have been laid to rest as thousands of people commemorate the anniversary 2 months after the United Nations established an annual day of remembrance. And 13 men and 1 teenage boy, recently identified through DNA analysis, were buried on Thursday at a cemetery just outside Srebrenica in eastern Bosnia 29 years after their deaths. And Mirza Basic, a genocide survivor who was burying his 22-year-old brother Mihat this year, told newsmen that the sorrow of discovering his brother's remains almost 3 decades later was indescribable. The hardest part was sharing the news with his father and sister, also survivors. He said all 3 attended the funeral, and the genocide, Europe's only acknowledged after World War II, occurred shortly after the breakup of then Yugoslavia on July 11, 1995. Bosnian Serb forces overran the United Nations protected safe area of Srebrenica, separating at least 8,000 Bosnian men and boys from their wives, mothers and sisters, and slaughtered them. And those who tried to flee were relentlessly pursued through the forest and across the mountains surrounding Srebrenica. In a post on X, formerly Twitter, on Thursday, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said they hope that the memory of Srebrenica would strengthen our collective resolve to build a world free from the surge of genocide where justice and peace prevail. Let's now join Loretta Oko for weather update. And so let's go straight to the end of the package. This is where we have come to the end of our package this morning. And on BIPC to integrate internally displaced persons into skills acquisition program. And Supreme Court has granted financial autonomy to local government areas. We also reported that brains behind South Africa's $130 million bank scandal have been jailed. And that's the size of our package this morning. Many thanks for watching. My name is Japhet Kwahom. sona cheti anti sabavane ba asvasa fentashan ubeno television makudi echanti shanom yangne ba mo wan wona bemdo wadwa shimu han shovane mi echanti su dwa ba makan hanje fishe nga shako kama e company kan kwenta ubeno chi video ko hiken kan hanje begwago yo hiken temble show na yose ma nantesin itumove hemblamba akate ma yevusu yawe ruhana ji a gumuti hira teswe ha to hiken bala walo hamon we fishera chi kan kwenta ubeno Raymond asmaka adwe ko arune sha afishe vevesin maraka na hanje uneka washima ugumuti kwenta ubeno hana fishene unaga na hanje ina yosin hemblamba ka teve blebu ma hiken luve klafato yim haji levega ba hira ha to ma lukan ujayo bishibala adwe ko arune shono lwelen ko huru songo utayonge sha metomne ve fishe a tau UN chi makudimba ninga sha kwao blamba ka tewe ma yesu tia bala yo ve pa betono jo ka na hanje ve suog moju kwenta ubano higan tembleje ma chi jo ninga na hanje ba yesu ji leve sha ka tewe ma ha to sha ji leve hira ha to la ba ina ve yosen kana ba ton posu nja timo ve ma ton to le kwa ka gana sha ve kla ya cha bishi agande e velukan ka tebe higema bondo ajirewe a mavela bala gayo sedzwa dawe makan hanje atejilu vesinu baragachi kan taw Nigeria kureji higema na kan hanje one ugonna basha ikpenta ikumaje ikunubeka atrata na kan taw Nigeria higena beduwe besha eri sha samya ugbo alweren tomi shawene mba kumanje derutankalo ha mana kunde tagwe kauni kenta o Nigeria yo kanji na ikuraya Emmanuel Agim we hamana teji ne kana hanje wone shana hayo mayodi mom ye taha kenta o Nigeria higen udaren tindi una tanga ha shasamnya o wene mba kumanje derutankalo ha mana kunde nyingwe kauni ne kenta o Nigeria ga chaya kwa na mom kana ka perintindi watindi ya gumotu tau na njira chi ya so kanyo me dubu monde utanka onyi mara kuna ngi ngbe ko tanka onyi panchija iyawensha telemom mara kunde ta karo hwala ba agim kana ha jiwona shana haya ugomna bakan tau na njira mara yo diwash kan tau na njira chi ruwe kyo washa tindine chai vekra pe tindine unanga na hanje ataji uvesena unwa yawe twajiri kan hamanga tega shikwane lu hang u blamba na samnya ne innovation weni ba ne lu vemba shino ba have sangan te sha kwana nongo tuwa shamlu atindi agumojo ta u Nigeria kwayo gomoto shintine kan han jona higena unayan sha iva kwa yanken tare gene kwa nyome kan ta u Nigeria sha ya facho pande ntawe ukwa yan u tawe kan ta u Nigeria higen kwa ne walo o hamen o afishe nangisha ko tom surekanta u Nigeria chi Abubakar Kyari ado ko aron makan hanje wona shana hayo gumoti shintine adu pande sha pande ki kai kimesha ka to we nyomi kenta u Nigeria cha zumu wa nyora ka yana yo atesha she dido e atana yo pa ve facho yamema elingba yoro mesho walen o mavea wana ba hingi hang sheno momkan blamba ulu chayo du veseni tau Nigeria chi alindume agba won akwa on sheno vituma sho zahmen a meton vo chayo du veseni tau Nigeria yo alindume va yo makan hanjune ombangba nkra chi ja kai yo fantyo olonkwa kwa o hemen tau Nigeria president Bola Tinubu gawe ifantyo waun kwa shaka rjayo kan kaswa hiken jamlu akaya ma yo kwenje ne ka na hayo do bishi umblamba ulikwa na baba kai binda magana kwa we fato orun kwa banche jo za hamen au seuse ma kanu kaswa kwa kanu ya unaga na haya ai kwa sha fese ubene chama batawe batawa nye ke hiken kan Nigeria akaya kwa ahingishe nge kakanayo Ejati kasha dawana kwa suruku sababa sa fentashan beno television makudisha nombi yangane mo wawuna bemdo wadwa mo kran kya hidan kanjume show nayan esivane bawe na kanjwa kane bayo etianti yalo senando sa shegan
Idemo ladam alanyo baje inyebioka gela mogi gumebe kupeni television. Amyoina okebioka yagela ichea yekunkio Margaret Aba idemo ladam ala kuchu ala jalotoka. Oka flay anokega ponema anokiopo kainiku. Ochenoke otrei kwa kubi IPC. Oke wadano Dr. Raymond Asamakaha ke okela kahiniku. Owa ke oyoda dodo hipabo kwa wakokelu ache enyalu ewuke nuangma olada duaku 45% kuwa wakoke I company ya ke otutu ka kege nwa luklo abo enyo kege ituala boa adano ke okelanya teche lechetali paladi lego yuklo kolunu lugeri makodi eko oke baje ke okela memlu owa enyawahi ku UNHCR. Oka ompa anokega ponema anokiopoka hiniku o ipunu keponesi kioke la teche kahini bekehiku history ruling anokiopoka hiniku wakelela kagelu ejenja igbomina enyoke hajewo kola no ke 36 governors of the federation ipunu keponesi ke Supreme Court kelela kagele jenjua kahiniku wakokela bochu ije enya okeweki gọọmenti nenche laje wokola no ipunu okepo okelanya kahiniku wakegache okewode lohi enya lu ejenja egbomina gebe miu ije enya okechika kwakokebile yuklo lu igọọmenti nenche laje wokola no. Oka ometano kiga po babukano kingma monema anoki opo kainiku igomenti nesi ki okela kahiniku ogle enya wakege biwa jewo kola no lu echi lokonu beke 150 days kahiniku wakege tija waje ugbunwa lu kogle enya okioya la jewo kola no anoki opo kahiniku ochenoke welu owakachenoke Tini oke kweiku Brunu South Senatorial District oke wadano Senator Ali Numi ke okela kahini ku nwalukogle enya okioya laje wokola noa oke wode okuye gaga oke okela kahini ku adano cheno oke otre ka je wokola no oke okela kahini ko chedodu make mega for koke kela oke okela kahini ku owa kasheno ke tini memlo our cabinet ku ministers Wachiko baje memlada no tenoke otreka je wokola no wakokekela kwei kunwalu ogle enyo okeoya laje wokola no wa idomo ladam ala yin ojalotoka amioina okebioka yagela ichea yekunke Margaret Aba idomo ladam ala inya
Welcome to the exciting world of Benuetv Television, where we give you an exclusive ride into the world of news, current affairs, and entertainment. Ready for our first stop? Ride with me. For Benuetv Television.
Our news and flagship program, Daybreak Benuetv, keeps you informed on events and happenings around the nation and the world.
We engage our guests on hot topics and beam searchlight on shady stories.
With millions of people watching Benuetv TV worldwide, we ensure that we bring you news that is accurate, timely, and dependable.
Anani numekeu mdono chino mimi bukolele. Ayano mi ayano kapoto holigede aikoro kaiwo jabu Benuetv television. Oninyano ogiri mosisa ka wojado dele. Ela obiga nyale BIPC olibedu ogbegbele nya olele yela toma koma ke wo nyori. Panija muya obeto ololo he ole ani kaje mafo. Chaje kangele kini we akama ogogogo angele kakama e balekla ni mwaefa kini duwe fotoro nya da meka dolele ubole wani kadau nya chaje ki wani ke yang di bala okamanja kini ka lokro nyubu okpongocho e pagdela ubo kinya klahe wani wetanya mu lele kini ka honi nyile ni jamia boyle ni la wani gaje honi pile olihi olori Dr. Asemeka Oyelele doma otro hatanye fi omakwidi kole kilo tumenya ole kali United Nation ongo pere rabu ko panya waro eganya yelo adoma le otume ogbegbele ole kela nyale gbejefa ni Nigeria elele ya doma nyori okpoko ololo he ole kenye baba keni kalinyale local government kenye teka papororo gbegbeja fawa igbale ka e fowe bang o nyile hilo berebere angele kiri gamono am estate lala iwe ta de ronye ele kai la loka kam kepe gbe dolele iye nyori angele punya lala efunya ka imi kam kepe we kenye bere hilo ole wupuku ole nye baba keni kali government nye fa ku duang yo planya mudu kila ifo bang lo le chadi ela apanga oru bere hile itlele yani yo gbila oru nyori wupuku mi wupuku ole nye kaware we ganya government nye fa ongongo he ni gbogbo ko obukole kenya klahe iye nyori ibang le ubenya lakpa olori nya eniyo nya Nigeria upuko ni gabua pororo kele ke government nya fefa chade ni ka baba keni ka pahangole keni baba hefa ni jabole keni baba iyelele viganya ni deile gbegbele nya Nigeria nyori elele ogamo nolole ole keni wo pa okro ka tobale ni ka yo boro ni ka dai hile lomupo ni ka dai ela nyeje nya angegbele nya Nigeria ni lele ya jehi ni gbegbeje fa nya Nigeria nyore ela nyang oriri ole nya boye okwe ole kanyele ka jora kaka iya nyore lala otoro ohu diwero klai we angoriri ole nyewe ka pa buo penyalo nyoru ware wa Nigeria enyole kenye para nini enyowa kim nyaka ba ralele kenya klaile lala ahenu manye kenya klaiwe kika panguliro ware ongongo ole kenye pangulire fu iganya moha he orori angitume obeto e balo klawewe ongongo he nika brehilo le ko chaji obukole klai eno angele ki igbeduka ole chaji ni wa role ogogogo angileje gbegbele iya eno ani teto nyoka igbeduka ole bale the president of Nigeria chaji kelele ni ka wa oloy pongpong fu beto he nyete chekpe po ani wo la ole ni meka nya dudu kala nya ngoriri ni choha dokolele nanana lala ahenu ohu diwo ineku kenya klahe ubole aju fo furi angoriri oni mioni enyanyamu jabole ga pa gbo piniminika ware wa Nigeria gbe ko ka wi state o gbe ko tiga umambala oye enyole para inene eninya ka para le umau ndo plebua lala he no manye kenya klahe oni je wo la ole ang ni ka chekpe hong miong analinga he jabolo jianu college ka ba wala juju kole la je gojo klami Benuetv television oni nyano gri mo si wa jado de wala anokpa nyokole me dudu ka agwale giri ya dai ka puni benu ka kala Nigeria ka no le ya jo nan okala cha jo ka woja bi benu television okole le dudu anokpa nyokole me.
Welcome to the exciting world of Benuetv Television,